right, hey, good afternoon. Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. It's that daily check-in. Today's Thursday, so happy Thursday to everybody. It's Thursday, June 6th, 2024. Yeah, I know I'm a little late. I normally do these between 12 and 3, these daily check-ins, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But hey, sue me. I had stuff going on, okay? So give me a break, all right? But I hope you guys are doing well. But hey, that's not going to stop me from doing a daily check-in. I did have some stuff to do. I got it taken care of, and just so happens, hey, it's 4:22, almost 4:30, but that's okay. But we're still doing it, and we still have a topic for the day. So there you go. So I'm Russell of Hotels. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. I do that on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. PST, so Pacific Standard Time. So if you hadn't seen it, if you didn't see Tuesday's edition or Tuesday's show, please check it out. Of course, it was fire, right? A lot of good information that hotel people would want to hear, especially salespeople. So go back and check it out. It is fire. It is good. And I got another one coming up on Tuesday, but I'm gonna have a guest on Tuesday, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute as well. Tell you who that guest is and what we're going to talk about kind of briefly, right? So, but anyway, let me turn on the chat. You guys can always make comments. Let me just make sure LinkedIn is on and popping. On and popping. So hold on one second. Let me just, give me a second. Give me a second, and I will, let's see. Okay, so we're on and popping on LinkedIn, so feel free to make your comments. Just make your comments how you would normally do, and they should appear on my screen, and I will put those comments on the screen in real time, right? So the whole world can see the comments, okay? So the other day I did like a simulcast, meaning I was on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube or whatever, but I said today that's too much, right? So I said, you know what? It's good that I just do one. I don't have to broadcast everybody, because what I'm gonna do is take that same content and put it on the other platforms. They just won't be able to make comments in real time, but they can still make comments based on the content that they hear, but it just won't be, I can't respond to it, or I won't respond to it during the show, of course, if that makes sense at all. So I'm sure it does. You guys are smart people. So, but anyway, let's you know what? Enough of this, Russell. I know people out there like, enough of this. We need more this, less of that. Okay. So, okay. All right. I got you. So let's get to the topic for the day. And the topic is going to be a doozy, boy. Whew. I just came up with this on the fly, too. I was like, wow. Sometimes I have to, let it meditate and percolate, but it just kind of came to me, because everything that I talk about is either based on my experiences or a conversation that I just had with someone, right? And a lot of the conversations I have are with people that are in the hotel space. A lot of them are either GMs or in sales. They can be directors of sales, they can be sales, senior sales, they can be whatever. But the bulk of the people I talk to are in sales. I'm kind of like that. Someone to talk to. I just need a couch over here so they can sit on the couch and talk to me, that kind of thing. But I welcome the comments. I welcome the conversation, because it's good to kind of work through things with someone that's actually been there before, right? That maybe experienced some of the things that they're experiencing. And, there's no judgment. There's none of that stuff. It's just basically, they're asking me from my perspective on some of the issues that they're talking about, right? So I give them my perspective as a former director of sales and marketing, as a former general manager, that kind of thing, right? So that's it. That's how I try to keep it. In my experience, this. I understand what you're saying, but did you think about this? They may be coming from this, angle. Maybe this is why they said that, that kind of thing. So no, no, they're wrong and you're right, but no, it's not one of those things. It's basically, in my experience, this is what happens, or this normally what happens, and you may want to consider this or think about that, or maybe they meant this, or maybe they meant that, or maybe you need to have a conversation with them. Sit them down and have a conversation. Sometimes it does come to that as well. So, but anyway, you'll be amazed some of the conversations I have though. So, but anyway, boom. The goal or the topic for today is unrealistic expectations in hotel sales. Who has never dealt with that? Okay, anybody in sales has dealt with that. Like, these goals don't even make sense. These are not real. These are not realistic. These expectations suck. Who has not dealt with that in hotel sales or probably any sales? But of course, I'm going to limit it to hotel sales because that's where I come from, right? So I just had a conversation today, and today, yesterday, maybe all week, about goals and expectations, and no one wants easy goals, right? They want to be able to work for those goals, but they want them to be realistic, not just numbers that somebody pulled out of their butt. Okay, because I work for owners and GMs that will literally pull that money out of their butt or pull these numbers or these figures that are not based on anything other than what an owner wants to see or the management company wants to see. Okay, sometimes it takes the general manager to say, hey, these numbers are where you getting these numbers from. There's no way we can do this, and this is the reason why. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, based on these reports, the star report, and we didn't achieve this last year, so how can we do 5 million more? You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. I'm just using that as an example. But real quick, unrealistic expectations in hotel sales. Of course, I got like 7 or 8 things we're going to talk about, right? So common unrealistic expectations. Okay, before I get into that, unrealistic expectations in hotel sales often stem from various sources, including owners, stakeholders, or management teams that may not fully understand the complexities of the market or the current economic environment. When market segments have not been consistently worked or developed, these expectations can become even more attainable. So it's hard. I'll tell you this: when new people come in, it's hard when they come in and you want to do something that has never been done before. Hotel management companies or ownership or GMs, they want things to happen that haven't been done before in the past, right? They want you to jump through hoops. Well, they didn't jump through hoops the last time. Why all of a sudden I got to jump through some hoops? You know what I mean? So we need to sit back and say, are these numbers right? Are these realistic? Can these be attainable? Did we come close to that in previous years? Is this what's going on in our marketplace? What is our competition doing? Are they doing? Have they renovated? Have we been renovated? I mean, there's a lot of different factors that are involved in making your numbers, right? It's not just because we said it's going to come. It's not like we'll build a stadium and they're going to come, right? It's not like that. Okay, so the expectations have to have some merit. It'd be based on something, not based on pulling something out of your butt. Okay, because a lot of times they do. Hey, we're going to pull this out of our butt, but I want you to back in the marketing plan to basically to paint this roadmap of how we're going to get to this pot of gold, right? I'm like, what? And like idiots, we do that, right? We don't question anybody because then we start fearing for our positions or our jobs, right? So, and I understand because I've been in those situations too. But I also been in a situation where I said, no, I'm not signing off on that. No, that doesn't make sense. These numbers are unrealistic. There's no way we can achieve these numbers. I've said it before. And, at the end of the day, we had to part ways. Okay. But, and this is the thing, the hotels never made it. They never made those numbers. I just don't understand. Just because you say you want this doesn't mean you're going to get it. So anyway, but I always have reasons why it can't happen. Okay. We can come close, but these are things you need to factor in. Okay. But anyway, let's get to this. So I'm gonna give you these things. I'm gonna read some of the things. So everything's not gonna be on the screen, but I'm gonna talk about everything, right? But I'm gonna post this on my blog at russellofhotels.com in its entirety, so you can go and take a look at actually everything that I'm talking about, right? Everything will be printed on my blog, but just here for the sake of this, this daily check-in, I'm not going to go through everything because I'll be here a lot longer than I want to be. I'm already at 10 minutes now, right? I try to keep this between 20 and 30 minutes if I can. If not, I understand. But anyway, feel free to make comments. It's all about engagement, and it's not just about me. You may say, oh, this is one-sided. No, it's not one-sided. This is coming from other people, but that's fine. You can make comments, and that'd be great. I love that. Okay. Comment. Did I read this already? Yeah. Okay. I did read that. Okay. Number 1, immediate results from sales efforts. Expectations. These are expectations. Instantaneous increase in bookings and revenue after initiating sales efforts. Reality is building relationships, especially in corporate and group sales, takes time. Prospective clients often have long decision making cycles. No one's making decisions just like, boom, we're going to go to this hotel. It's a process. I do hotel site selection, right, for my companies and organizations and even individuals. I mean, they can be corporate based, corporate group. It can be association, which we all know association takes forever for them to make a decision, right? They got to go through their board. They got to do this. They got to do that. And associations book what? Probably about 4 to 7 years out, 4 to 8 years out. Okay, so come on now. So some of these things take time in order for them to make a decision. Number two, high occupancy rates regardless of market conditions. Expectations. Achieving high occupancy rates consistently even during off-peak season or economic downturns. Like, it doesn't matter. The rate should be the same. Reality, occupancy rates fluctuate based on various factors, including seasonality, economic conditions, and competition. Can't forget about the competition. Consistent market development is crucial to mitigate these fluctuations. Boom. Okay, so this is quick and to the point. Number three, uniform success across all market segments. Expectation, equal success in all market segments, corporate, leisure, transient, group, without dedicated strategies for each. Like, okay, we're gonna just put them all in the same thing. We're gonna market them all the same. And no, you can't do that. Reality, each segment has unique characteristics and requires tailored sales strategies. For example, corporate clients may need different engagement tactics compared to leisure travelers. It's all different. You cannot put everything in one pot, stir it up, and that's gumbo, and it's good. We're going to make it happen. No, you can't do that. Each one of them has their own, like I just said, various characteristics. They're all unique in their own right. That's why we separate them, right? If it was all one market, if they're all the same, everything, it'd just be called segment, market. It wouldn't be called a segment where it is each individual, corporate, corporate transient or Smurf, association, government, all that stuff, tour and travel. Everybody travels differently. Everybody needs a certain, government has a per diem. I mean, all those things factor in when they're deciding where they're going to go, right? If you don't offer government rate, how the heck are they going to come? That used to kill me. Like, well, we need to get more government. Well, we're not offering the government rate. What is per diem? Well, the per diem is, $150. Oh no, we don't want to go under 200. Well, then you don't want government business then. I mean, come on now, let's get it together here. But some people are not educated enough, and sometimes we are afraid to educate them, right? Or sometimes they don't want to be educated either. If you're an owner or a management company, or well, we used to do it here, we used to do this. Well, this ain't then. This ain't the 80s no more. Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, so sometimes you have to say, hey, this is not then, this is now. The climate has changed, and these are the reasons why the climate has changed. This is what's going on now. You always have to have a backup. You always have to say, hey, well, this is the reason why. Okay, and if they don't want to buy off on it, then that's on them. But at least you know the facts regarding why this is not realistic. Okay, minimum marketing and maximum ROI. Expectation, high return on investment with minimal marketing efforts. Reality, effective marketing campaigns require investment in time, resources, and creativity. Digital marketing, social media engagement, and personalized client interactions are essential. So it's essential that we start doing those things. I talk about, hotels and social media all the time, as far as, posting regularly, putting things out there, creating that brand awareness or brand FOMO, show that people are missing out by using your hotel. I mean, those are things that we need to do that we're not creative enough to do. But push come to shove, and they're, basically saying, hey, why aren't you making this? These are some of the things that you should be falling back on and say, hey, we need more money to do this. We need more money to market this, or it's going to take time. This market has not been worked in 3 to 4 years, right? Since the pandemic. Throw that out there. This market hasn't been in work since the pandemic. So we can't expect anything to happen in this corporate market. And that's, somewhat true. Okay, the last one. immediate recovery. Speaking of COVID, immediate recovery post COVID. Okay, remember when COVID was going on when it first hit? Oh, we're going to be back to normal in 5 weeks. I'm like, huh? These like experts saying this, supposedly experts, right? I'm like, there's no way that this thing is gonna be over in 5 weeks, and there's no way we're gonna recover that fast. Okay, I mean, these are things that I said. These are things I said on my show because I didn't stop when COVID hit. I was doing on air with Russell of Hotels during the whole 2020. Okay, starting in 2019, I've been going consistent since then. So during COVID, when all this stuff was hitting and all these people were saying this and saying that, I was saying, no, it's not gonna. The turnaround is not gonna be that quickly. It's gonna take some time because you got to remember, people. There's people that didn't want to travel, that they had to travel, and now they got a reason not to travel. You think they're gonna rush back into traveling? You know, companies trying to save money and things like that. I mean, it's hard. It was hard to stop, but once it stopped, okay, it's harder to start again, to restart, right? So, and we saw that. So it did not surprise me. To this day, we still have not recovered. I don't know what the people are saying, but corporate is not recovered like we thought it was going to. Supposed to recover this year, 2024. Now that the yardstick has been moved again, right? The yard marker. So I think it was supposed to be second quarter or something like that. Well, now we're going to be in the third or fourth quarter. Okay, they're saying that it's going to, we're going to start getting more corporate business and all that stuff. But I'm saying, I'm not going to say it, but it's not going to be this year, right? It's not going to be, we're not going to be, some people are saying, oh, we're at, post-COVID numbers and all this and that. No, I don't think so. But anyway, that ain't what I'm here to talk about. But anyway, so addressing these, did I mention already? Expectations of, I'm sorry, okay. Immediate recovery post-COVID-19. Expectations, rapid return to pre-pandemic levels of business without considering lingering effects on business, on travel behavior, okay? People don't want to travel. A lot of people don't want to travel anymore. So they're trying to get out of that, right? Reality, the hospitality industry faces ongoing challenges post-pandemic, including changes in travel preferences and increased competition for fewer travelers. Oh my God. So, the hotels that are doing well now are those limited and select service hotels. Your Courtyards, your Courtyards, your Hilton Garden Inns, your Holiday Inn Expresses, a Loft, all those kind of hotels, the AC, the Moxies. Those are smaller branded hotels, right? They can be brand hotels, but they're smaller and they don't have all the bells and whistles that your big hotels have, right? They don't have all the overhead. Those are the ones that are doing well right now. The other ones are sucking wind, okay? You guys know it. I ain't got to, I don't have a crystal ball to tell me this, but I just know for a fact because I go in these hotels all the time and see that, there's some exceptions to everything, all right? But I go to a lot of hotels and I say, well, meeting space is not being used. They're not having the groups like they used to. It's going to be turning around. It's going to turn around, yes, but it's still going to take some more time. So when we start inflating these numbers, where are these numbers coming from? It can't be coming from the corporate segment because we don't know if corporate has come back 100%. It has not. Well, I'm saying it has not come back 100%. There's still people that are working remote. And why do they need to travel? Okay. So, and remember one thing that people, they keep forgetting about, this bleisure market, business and leisure, is being miscoded. Okay. No one's taking into account that people come in on Sunday, they leave on Thursday, or maybe they come on Sunday, they stay through Thursday as a corporate person, but then they change. They become a leisure person. Somewhere during their stay, not everybody, but there's some people that are coming in for corporate, and then they're staying for the weekend as leisure, right? But we're miscoding those people. So we don't know exactly how many rooms are accounted for leisure, how many rooms are accounted for corporate. But if we start training our front office, our front desk staff to identify those people, like, hey, Mr. Smith, why are you, what brings you to town? I'm here doing, I work remote and I'm doing this project for XYZ company, but my family's coming in on Thursday night and we're going to go to Universal Studios. Well, that's two different market segments. That's not just one. We will code it as one. That was two, right? I just mentioned. One was coming for corporate the beginning of the week, but they're staying over for leisure. So that's two different market segments. But we will put it all in one and it inflates the numbers. And then when we start we start digging down and or drilling down in these numbers, like they don't make sense because we're miscoding things. Hey, I'm just saying what I see. Okay, I'm saying this is based on conversations I've had, all that kind of, and based on history too. I mean, although back when I was working on property, there was no pandemic or anything like that, but we used to miscode a lot of segments like government. We would throw government under corporate. Why are we doing that? Well, because that's they're with a government agency. Like, well, no, that's a government agency. That's different than corporate. Okay, so you had to start giving them examples, and they're on a per diem versus they're not on a per diem. I mean, all these different factors that people weren't considering, or at least this one particular hotel, right? So I had to take it upon myself to educate the front desk. I had them fill out these little green cards, right? Green for government, right? So I said, when you identify someone or someone identifies themselves as government business, have them fill out this card. It's like a little note card, index card kind of thing. And they filled it out and they gave them to me, with their information, their email, all that stuff. So I can contact them. So I'll know exactly who they are, what government agencies they're with. Then that way they're coded correctly. I mean, sometimes you have to go to that detail to get information. You got to go old school sometimes, because sometimes this new school stuff, if people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, it goes through the cracks, right? So sometimes you got to break out, some old school tactics in a new school world. Okay, so whoop, whoop, whoop. So there you go. So those are just some things that I do. So okay, addressing unrealistic expectations. Number one, educate stakeholders. Provide regular updates and reports on market conditions, sales efforts, and realistic timelines for achieving goals. Use data-driven insights to illustrate market trends and potential growth areas. Seems simple, right? Number two, develop a strategic sales plan. Segmentation, clearly define and develop strategies for each market segment, corporate, leisure, transient group, or whatever segments you have. Long-term focus. Emphasize long-term relationships building and client retention over short-term gains. You gotta let people know what you're working on, how you're working, building these relationships and all that. Number three, invest in marketing and sales training. Equip the sales team with the latest tools and training in digital marketing. Digital marketing, you hear that? Social media engagement and effective sales techniques. Hire Steve Steinhardt. He'll help you with that stuff. We need more training like Steve Steinhardt. You guys know who Steve Steinhardt is? Google him, contact him. He will train your people. Okay. He trained me back in the day. Okay. Steve Steinhardt. Okay. I think it's called Steinhardt and Associates. Check it out. He's on LinkedIn. You can probably Google him, but he is on LinkedIn. Steve Steinhardt. Let's see, where was I? Encourage continuous learning and adaptation to changing market conditions. Yeah, markets change. They're changing. People changing. The travel, the way people travel has changed, right? But we don't know unless we ask those questions. Like, why are you coming near now opposed to when you're coming before? Ask those questions. It's okay to ask the questions, right? Set realistic goals. Align sales targets with historical data, current market trends, and achievable benchmarks. Foster a culture of setting smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Remember those? Number five, monitor and adjust. Regularly review sales performance and market conditions to adjust strategies as needed. Implement feedback loops to learn from successes and areas for improvement. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, right? So don't worry about trying to memorize that or write this stuff down. This stuff will be posted on my blog in its entirety so you can see exactly what the heck I'm talking about. And the last thing is example strategies: corporate segment, leisure segment, group segment, transient segment. So corporate, develop corporate packages tailored to business travelers, including meeting spaces, high-speed internet, whatever, transportation services. These are just examples of how you go after that particular segment. Okay, so like I said, that stuff will be on my blog, so you don't have to worry about that. In fact, I'm not even going to go over that, but you'll see everything in its entirety. By setting realistic expectations and implementing targeted strategies, hotels can navigate market challenges and work towards sustained growth and profitability, okay, which owners and management company all want, right? But sometimes we have to educate them on, like, I had an old colleague of mine. She's a director of sales and marketing at a hotel, and their ownership came. She's only been there like, say, a month. Their ownership came in a couple of days ago, like, "Hey, are we booking group? Why are we booking group?" Now, mind you, they have not had a director of sales and marketing for over a year at this property. Okay, so meaning no one has been doing anything for the most part. No one's going after new business. No one's trying to get corporate business or anything like that. They're not trying to do group. Whatever they get, it just falls in their lap. They weren't actively going after it, right? So just consider this. A hotel's been operating for the last year without a director of sales and marketing, okay? Do you think that someone can come in 3 weeks, turn that place around? I mean, is that realistic? Are those realistic expectations or unrealistic expectations? See, that's what I'm talking about. So a lot of us have been in these positions before. We've been in these situations. And, how do we get out of them? Well, we got to book things, but we have to educate the people that are asking these questions too. You got to let them know that, hey, this position had been vacant for over a year. So your expectations are too lofty at this point. Yes, we are working on getting group. Yeah, if you look at the PACE report or look at our GRC, we do have things that are on a tentative basis. But it takes time for some of these companies to make decisions. It's not from a lack of trying or a lack of calling these people. It's just that people are booking last minute now. They're not booking like 6 months, 6 months to 18 months out anymore like they used to, right? They're deciding like at the last minute for the most part. So the lead time is a lot shorter now. So there you go. So just a little information. Maybe you didn't know, but hey, my job is to educate people. So, but anyway, once again, all this information will be on my blog. Just go to russellofhotels.com and just go to the blog section. Boom, it will be there under unrealistic expectations and sales. Okay, there you go. Okay, what else? Almost done. Don't worry. So my next guest, I mentioned this. So this coming Tuesday, which is Tuesday, June 11th at 1 p.m. PST, on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. We're going to have Dylan Denui, and he's with SIP. So go just check this out, getsip.com. So what is getsip.com, or what is SIP? The name of the company is SIP, right? It's a platform where, and I mentioned this before, like, okay, a lot of people can relate to this. You go to a restaurant, you go to a hotel, stay at this hotel, you see all the rooms and all this stuff. You start taking photos of it, photos, pictures, videos, and then you load it onto, or you upload it onto Instagram or TikTok, okay? Now, wouldn't it be great if you got paid for that, or you got some type of compensation? Because a lot of times we post things and, we don't expect anything. We don't get anything, right? So we just post it because we want our friends to see that we're here, and we get create this FOMO, too bad you're not here. I'm here doing this. I'm at the pool at the JW Marriott, downtown LA, or wherever. I'm just using that as an example. Well, wouldn't it be great if the JW, since I use that example, wouldn't it be great if the JW, whoever was in charge of their social media, recognized that, hey, Russell just posted something. He's at the pool having a drink. You know what? That's what's it called? User-generated content, okay? It's content that I generated, and I posted it. I tagged them on it. It's on their behalf, right? So I did it. It didn't cost the hotel anything. So wouldn't it be great if I got compensated for it? Maybe I got a free cocktail. Maybe I got a free dinner, something like that. Something that's not going to cost the hotel a lot of money, right? That's what it's all about. User-generated content. So getsip.com is basically that, where they assist hotels, restaurants, and bringing people to their platform to use their user-generated content. But the people are being compensated for it, right? So gone are the days now of I'm posting things and I don't get anything in return. Well, now everybody's an influencer, okay? So you can get compensated, and it's not going to be a lot of money, but it's going to be maybe maybe some a free appetizer, a free drink, a free entree, free parking, free Wi-Fi, whatever the heck it is. I don't know how it's going to be. It depends on each individual hotel, but that's what SIP is all about. So make sure you guys check it out. Have your questions ready. Tuesday, June 11th, 1 o'clock. Gilan is the person. He's the founder. I think he designed it. He did everything. And he's where's Gilan at? In Spain, I believe. Yeah. So we're all about being international. I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but On Air with Russell of Hotels is international. I got introduced to him through Calvin Toloki, if you guys know him. RevPar Media is his company. So through him, he introduced me to Gilan. Okay, so Gilan and I had a Zoom call maybe a couple of weeks ago. We talked about his passion project, and I said, you know what, that's great because I post a lot of things, and sometimes I get compensated, sometimes I don't. So there you go. So that's what that's all about. So make sure you guys tune in Tuesday, 11 o'clock, Tuesday, June 11th, this coming Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST for the next On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that you guys know everyone's talking about. So anyway, if you have any questions at all about what I talked about the show that's coming up on Tuesday, feel free to reach out to me, russell@russellofhotels.com. That is my email. Or go to my website, what is it called? russellofhotels.com. That's it. If you have questions, my phone number's there. You can call me if you want. Maybe you don't want to email me. Maybe you want to call me. That's fine. You can do that as well. So there you go. And as always, I'm always going to show different hotels. Today was the Marina Del Rey Hotel. If you guys didn't know about it, check that one out as well. Just go Marina Del Rey Hotel.com. It's there, right? So I'm always about promoting different brands. I'm a brand show off. I'm a content creator. I do hotel site selection. I do all that stuff, right? Just little old me. Okay. So anyway, that is it. Make sure you guys tune in for those things. Remember, the daily check-in is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday. Okay. So there you go. 5 days of me, right? Just when you thought it's just 1 day a week, now you got 4 more days to deal with. So there you go. So until tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, right? I was thinking today's Friday. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. Any questions at all, feel free to just leave them there. Oh, and look for the, give me a couple minutes. I'm going to post the content in this entirety, the unrealistic expectations. I'm gonna post everything. Okay, so give me a couple minutes and I'll put it on my website. Once again, russellofhotels.com. Just go to the blog section and it will be there. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day.